Further discussion on Senate File 9 as amended. Senator Bigham.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a good bill on workforce and labor and industry. There is one thing missing, so I'm going to explain a little something, and then I'll have an amendment. I think folks know that I have a refinery in my district, and I think it produces about, I'm going to say, between 105 and 110,000 barrels of oil a day, fuel a day, everything from jet fuel to asphalt to car fuel. And they're located right in central St. Paul Park. Has a lot of businesses and residents and other industrial companies around it. And occasionally what the refinery does is to improve safety and improve environmental issues or just repair things going on in the refinery. They do turnaround shutdowns. That's what they're called. And they bring in contractors and subcontractors to do work in the refinery. And, oh man, it must have been probably 2 years ago now, I met with management at the refinery and various trades organizations and had a talk because, members, there was a concern about changes that were being made with the contractors and subcontractors. They had previously been using very highly skilled, highly trained, highly familiar workers with the refinery. And that's important, folks, because this refinery uses hydrofluoric acid, there's hydrocarbons, there's benzene, I mean, highly combustible chemicals. And one move can make the refinery go kaboom and hurt people and property and just be devastating. So rightfully so, the 200+ union workers had some concerns. They're represented by Teamsters 120. So we're talking and they're explaining that, you know, this is a big concern about the safety of the employees and the community. And the company was polite and said, thank you for your concern. And we left. Fast forward to the end of last year, and they're doing their collective bargaining agreement, and lo and behold, shocking to no one, Mr. President, that this issue would be brought up. And couldn't agree to it. So in late January, the company locked out the union employees. And this was the reason why. They wanted highly skilled and safe contractors to be used. They didn't want people coming in from out of state that weren't familiar with the facility, the environment in general, climate in general. We have very cold climates here, and they still got to make that gasoline. And so things freeze up and lock up, and so they really want people that know and are trained. So with that, Mr. President, I'm going to offer the A3 amendment.
Senator Bigham offers the A3 amendment. The Secretary will report the amendment.
Senator Bigham moves to amend Senate File 9 as follows, page 77, after line 26. Insert, this is the A3 amendment.
To the amendment, Senator Bigham.
Thank you, Mr. President. The amendment requires that any contractor, subcontractor working in the refinery, like on the site of the refinery, shall have skilled and trained workforce performing all the work at the site of the refinery. And this deals with having an apprentice, highly skilled program in training. This language, and I'm going to give him a big thank you, is Senator Rarick's language. Now, I introduced an original bill in February of this year, and it didn't get a hearing. And, you know, I have to say, he's kept in contact with me over this issue and trying to work on it, and it's not going anywhere. And so it's a very simple bill, and he actually made it very clear and concise. And so this is a modified version of the skilled and safe worker provision. And, you know, my concern is now that these employees are locked out, and actually last week it sounds like the union's gonna be busted. Less seasoned, less skilled, less trained employees are gonna be replacing folks, but it's about the contractors that will be used in doing these projects and maybe filling in during the time that they are trying to replace the workers. So this is very important to the community. Those of you that don't know, Representative Frankie has 2 businesses that are a half a block away, Mr. President, from the refinery and the tanks that are right there. He does own Park Cafe and really good Kirby. I would suggest that, Mr. President, if you ever get a little hungry. It's my favorite thing there. And then his home is 3/4 of a block away from that. We also have the American Legion, number 98, there. We also have the Friends in Need food shelf that is literally across the street, literally on property that was owned by the refinery. So there are many homes, residents, and businesses there. And this is a big concern about making sure that we have good trained, well-trained contractors that are coming in and helping to keep our workers safe and our community safe. It's been, you know, a rough 6 months in our community, and related to a lot of fear that something unsafe is going to happen at the refinery, whether it's during a turnaround shutdown, which things have happened, and just regular maintenance that these contractors come in and do. So, Mr. President, I would encourage members to vote green.